Hi, welcome to Retro Faith. Today I'm asking, is Facebook good for retro games? Hi, welcome to the show. Today I want to explore a little bit about Facebook and, more importantly, retro gaming groups in the Facebook community, and whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing. I can only really do that from my own point of view, so it probably helps if I explain a little bit about my history with the retro gaming community. When I was growing up, I had lots of friends that were into games, and we'd sit and play them, and I had loads of fun and they'd enjoy them, but I never really had any friends that were, really into video games, like hardcore collectors or people that really cared about the history or where the games came from or how they're made or any cool accessories or anything. But I still had fun. I still had people to share my enjoyment with, and I had that all throughout my life. Always had my younger brother with me. Used to love bashing out Streets of Rage and Gunstar Heroes and all sorts of other games. And a couple of years ago, I moved to a new town, and while I've got a really great circle of friends where I live now, none of them are interested in video games really at all. So I kind of felt this real hole in my life where I had nobody to talk to about my collecting or any cool games I was playing, or learning a new move on Street Fighter, or discovering a new combo on Killer Instinct, or whatever it might be. And it really led me to a dark place. Now, I never really bothered with the online community before the likes of Facebook. I tried things like some forums and blogs and things like that, but I never really got on with them, especially the forums, where if you didn't get in the in crowd or the clique, so to speak, you never really fared very well, and you'd either get ignored or laughed at. So I never really had anywhere to go. And being in this place all of a sudden where I had no one to share my video game hobby with, meant I was in a place where I was like thinking of selling up. It was like, who cares? Why do I have all these like hundreds of games? What's the point? And I was really just thinking about it, and I was just clicking around on Facebook. Now, I never really used Facebook that much, and it was only up about a year ago when I was just sitting there contemplating what I'm going to do with my hobby, and I just searched Sega on Facebook, and this Sega group came up, like a Facebook group, and I just thought, oh, I'll join it and see what's going on. I wasn't really thinking anything was going to come of it, and I joined and I started interacting, and the most amazing thing happened. There was finally people out there that really cared about video games. I'd never really had that in my life. There'd been a few people when I was younger that did really care about video games, but these people really cared about Sega, and they really cared about the things I cared about when it comes to video games. And never before had anyone kind of said that, wow, you've got this huge Sonic collection, that's amazing. Before I just thought, yeah, I've got loads of Sonic games, but it actually felt a bit validating that people were saying, this is amazing, share it, show us pictures and get involved. And I really felt welcomed, and I got involved, and you could buy and you could sell, and started doing a bit of that, and it was absolutely amazing. So my mental health in terms of my hobby improved dramatically almost overnight, just by able to reach out and speak to people, even if it's not face to face. I do sort of prefer more real world interactions. But even though it was just online and messaging and stuff, it was amazing that I could actually express myself and talk about my hobby and what it means to me. Now, not everything was good though. I did start to notice that there were sort of your scalpers and your scammers in these groups, and people that were just generally trying to take advantage of the community. It also becomes incredibly addictive. Now, anyone that's on a Facebook group for video games or retro games more specifically will know that they end up just sitting trailing through all of the posts and everything, and it's really hard to put it down, especially if you're getting into like a discussion with someone about a type of game or a type of collection or something. And also not just the addictive nature of it, but the time as well, that goes along with it as well. And if you're an admin as well, I'm an admin on a few groups, that it can be very draining, because sometimes you're dealing with people that you probably don't want to deal with, and people that are trying to rip others off or not following the group rules or selling things they shouldn't be selling, and you end up in a world sometimes where you're just like, why am I dealing with these people? But overall, while I don't think Facebook in general is a good thing, there is lots of problems with Facebook, as everybody knows. But in terms of the retro game community, I think Facebook has been a godsend to many people. It gives us an outlet to share our collections. It gives us an outlet to say, look at this cool game I'm playing, or this wonderful set of games I've discovered from Japan or something. It gives us a way to find out information, like how do I hook up my console to a modern TV? How do I do this stuff? Or just looking for general information about companies or games or the people in the industry. It gives us great contacts for buying. Like, you start to learn who has what and the sorts of things that they'll be able to sell to you. So overall, I really, really enjoy the Facebook groups. And I just wanted to end this video talking about a couple of groups, or 5 groups, that I spend my most time on. This isn't to say that these are my favourite or the best or anything like that. It's just my personal experience with these groups has been really wonderful. And I'm going to put them in the About section below so you can check them out as well. First one will be the very first Facebook group I joined, called Galaxy Sega. Love all the guys on there. They just went nuts when they saw my Sonic collection. So many people are asking so many questions about how have you got all this? Where's it come from? Love those guys. Brilliant. Real good funny banter. The admins are superb and they always lend a helping hand and always get on there. And I sell most of my gear on there as well, as many of you will know. The second group probably that I want to talk about is a group I set up myself called the Retro Game Swap Shop. And it was like a nostalgia trip for me. I noticed that not many people were trading games. What I mean by that is, like, I'll give you this game, you give me that game, and we can go off and enjoy them like you did when you were a kid. I mean, I remember being in school and saying, hey, I finished playing this game, you've got that game, do you want to trade? And we'll go on our merry way. So that's a great group. So shout out to Danny and Simon for helping me get that set up. It's a wonderful community. Another group I'm involved with is Retro Gaming Hub. It's a really chilled out group. You have a lot less of the internet banter, meme sort of stuff going on, and everyone just seems to get on, sell the odd bit. We do some charity raffles. We might do the odd freebie giveaway. We ask, talk about things like what's your favourite game or top 3 lists and things like that. It's a really chilled out group. Some really great guys. So I really enjoy being part of that. So shout out to you guys. Retrotech 100, I spend a lot of time in there, more to do with the hardware side of things rather than the actual games, but that's okay because I like my accessories and I like all my mods and stuff, so it's good to be with those guys. They really help out and they've been a godsend with this YouTube malarkey that I'm trying to set up as well, so I spend a lot of time with them. And the last group that I spend an awful lot of time in is the Dreamcast Junkyard. Now obviously, if you've seen any of the videos so far, I'm an absolute massive just Dreamcast nut. And I just love showing those guys the things I pick up because they're just like, wow, what is this stuff you keep getting? And it's amazing. And then so many knowledgeable people in that group about where the games come from, their history, the equipment, how to mod things. Absolutely amazing. And it's all Dreamcast. And absolutely love it. But don't mention Shenmue. So that's my experiences with Facebook. I've had a great time, more so than any bad times. What about you though? Why don't you tell me in the comments what you think about Facebook? Is it good for the community? Is it bad for the retro community? Do you have any good Facebook groups that you really enjoy? Let me know in the comments and I'll see you all soon. I've been Retro Faith. Keep it retro.